Hey, what's poppin' sexies? It's your boy Tacho here, and we are back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes. Okay, so we have the data mine for the recent update that we just got a couple of minutes ago. So we're going to go ahead and cover the refines in this video. I'm going to separate this into two videos because as of this moment, we have the refines for all of the units basically, but the stats and all of the other things that may have came from the data mine aren't available yet for the new ninja units. So we're going to save that for the next video, which I'm going to upload in a little bit. But anyways, let's just start things off with the refines here. And we have Summer Tana, my very first Fire Emblem waifu, if you guys have been following the channel. Alright, so Fruit of Idun. We got 14 might and range of 2. Grant speed up 3. Allies within 2 spaces can move to a space within 2 spaces of unit. Oh man, that's really good. Really nice jump effect there. And the fact that she grants it to allies instead of herself is so much better than what Naui got. The Halloween Naui, where she's the only one who can do it. So imagine this Tana on a defense team with Bride Catria. So your whole team, not only do they all have triangle attack, but now they can jump 2 spaces in front of Tana. It's going to be pretty crazy. Alright, also at the start of combat, if foe's HP is above or equal to 75%, grants attack and speed up 5 to unit during combat. Okay, also grants attack and speed up 4 to allies within 2 spaces during combat. And if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack and speed up 4 to unit during combat. Alright, basically drive attack and joint drive attack and joint drive speed built in together. On top of this really nice jump support effect. So I think she's going to be a really good unit. Very nice ability there. Okay, so obviously this image of Tiki is very distorted. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this higher quality image over here. So I was very excited for 2 units on this batch, and those are both Legendary Tiki and Legendary Hector. I've got both of them at plus 10, so I'm really hoping for some good stuff with these refines. Okay, Divine Mist, 16 might and 1 range. Effective against all dragon types, and then HP up 3. Unit can counterattack regardless of foe's range. If foe's range is 2, then she gets adaptive damage. Okay, so far this is exactly the same. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is above or equal to 25%, grants all stats up 4 to unit, and inflicts penalty on foe's attack equal to 75% of the total bonuses on unit's defense and res during combat. Huh. 75% of total bonuses on defense and res. Okay, so she has with everyone too, which is going to grant defense and res up 6 to herself and allies within 2 spaces. So 6 and 6, that's going to be 12. And then 75% of 12 is 9, if my math is right. So what is that? Attack minus 9 and then all stats up 4. I guess by itself, that's not like the craziest. Actually, attack minus 9 is pretty crazy. But then you also factor in that with everyone too is like defense and res tactic plus. And then on top of that, it also functions as far save and gives her another all stats of 4. Yeah, man. Oh, man. This is pretty good. Okay, Tiki ate really well tonight. I'm very excited about that. All right, let's go ahead and move on here. Okay, so Hector is up next. Very good. I'm very curious to see what he does. All right, so we got here 16 might and 1 range. HP up 3. Grants defense up 3. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, inflicts attack and defense minus 5 on the foe during combat. And also, foe cannot make a follow-up attack. Okay, so they actually bumped this up a lot. Before, he had to have more allies in 2 spaces than the foes within 2 spaces. Whereas now, it's just 1 ally within 3 spaces of Hector, which is way better. Also, now it's inflicting attack and defense minus 5, which it did not do before that. So, already this is better. If foe initiates combat, or if foe's HP is above or equal to 75% at the start of combat, inflicts another attack and defense minus 5 on the foe during combat, and reduces damage from the foe's first attack by 40%. Oh, okay. I'll take that. So we get attack and defense minus 10 altogether. stopping their follow-up attack, as well as 40% DR on the first hit. And then, of course, Ostian Pulse 2 is... I mean, it's good. I don't want to say it's, like, crazy, but it's definitely good. Having a tactic-style, like, times pulse effect for the rest of the allies is pretty good. Alright, so, yeah, but I actually think I like Tiki's Refine more than this so far, but definitely not bad for Hector. Okay, so we have Cliff up next, a.k.a. Fortress Defense and Res 3 fodder. Or maybe he got out of the doghouse. Let's take a look and see if he's any good now. Alright, Sagittae, 14 might and 2 range, grants defense up 3. At the start of combat, if foe's attack is better than unit's attack, grants all stats up 5 during combat, and deals damage equal to 15% of foe's attack, including when dealing damage with a special triggered before combat. Okay, yeah. That's exactly what this guy needed, because his weapon effect wants the foes to have more attack than him. But if your unit himself doesn't have very good attack, then you're not really going to be able to hit very hard. So he needed some kind of true damage effect to be built into his attacks, and they definitely gave him that. So already this is a pretty solid refine. I wish Henry would have gotten something like this as well, but I mean, I guess Cliff is a 5-star exclusive, so he gets the better treatment. At the start of combat, if units defense, or my bad guys, if units HP is above or equal to 25%, grants all stats up 4 to unit during combat, and inflicts special cooldown charge -1 on foe per attack during combat. Alright, so we have guard here, all stats up 4, all stats up 5 if the enemy has more attack than him, and then 15% extra damage based on the foe's attacking stat, which is definitely better because his attack wants to be low. Yeah, this is pretty good. I mean, Henry can actually be a pretty annoying unit in some situations, and for the most part, this just looks like a better version of Henry. So I do think that Cliff fans are going to be happy with this. Alright, next up we have Marth over here, Legendary Marth. Okay, so they clipped a little bit of his weapon effect there. I guess it's not the biggest deal. I'm going to assume there's HP up 3 after you refine him. So, effective against dragon foes, grants speed up 3, grants bonus to all stats during combat equal to the current bonus on each stat. So, bonus doubler, he already had that. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is above or equal to half, or if a bonus is active on a unit, grants all stats up 4 to unit during combat. Okay, so he definitely needed some more stats, I guess. Like, the main thing about this guy was that he was a big stat ball before, because he had bonus doubler built into his weapon. You could further give him bonus doubler in the A slot, and then if you wanted to be a real stat ball, you could also get bonus doubler from Legendary Eliwood. Alright, yeah, we know what bonus does. If unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants all stats up 4, and bonus to all stats during combat equal to the current penalty on each of unit's stats ×2. Oh, interesting. Okay, so not only does he have the option of using bonus doubler, but it looks like he also has the option of using Unity in the event that he has some stat debuffs, which is pretty good. Yeah, dude, wow, that's... Man, he's a real stat ball now. Yeah, because the Unity buffs that he's going to get are pretty much the same as Fallen Ike, right? Like with Chaos Ragnall gives you these Unity buffs as well if you're penalized in any of your stats. Yeah, and then an additional all stats of 4 there, all stats of 4 there. Yeah, he's a giant stat ball, basically. And he got Binding Shield 2, which is sort of like a Fire Sweep effect on all foes if he has 5 more speed than them. And then otherwise, if he's just fighting a dragon type, he gets a Fire Sweep effect and negates their ability to do a follow-up. So, he's looking pretty good, honestly. Like, I think all 3 of the legendary heroes in this batch got some pretty good stuff. I think probably Marth might have actually won out of the batch, though, because this guy has got a lot of stats here. But then again, Tiki having Far Save on with everyone, too, that's also pretty huge. I don't know. I feel like maybe Tiki and Marth are probably tied a little, but damn, this guy is going to be interesting. All right, next up we have Helbindi with Bilister. So 16 might, 1 range, and grants HP up 3. At the start of the turn, if unit is within 4 spaces of a foe, or if it's an odd number turn, grants all stats up 5 to unit, and allies within 2 spaces for 1 turn. And bonuses granted to unit even if no allies are in 2 spaces. Okay, that's good. If it's an odd number turn, or if foe's HP is above or equal to 75% at the start of combat, grants attack of 5 to unit, and inflicts attack -5 on the foe during combat. Alright, so already this is better. He's doing an additional effect where he can gain attack up 5 and inflict attack -5 on the foe. Would have been nice if they gave him stuff on even-numbered turns, but I guess as long as you're picking your fights on odd-numbered turns, this is going to be pretty strong. Also, if unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants another attack up 5 to unit, and inflicts another attack -5 on the foe during combat. And foe can't make a follow-up. Okay, so he gets an impact effect as well. Jeez, man. So what is this? Attack up 10, attack -10 on the foe, and then he has his stat buffing effect, which he already had before this, but it's a little bit better now because instead of doing all stats up 4, it does all stats up 5. And it's within 4 spaces now as opposed to 2. So, yeah, I mean, this is looking pretty good for him as well. Yeah, these are some good refines. All right, next up we have Linus. This is actually pretty good because Linus is a free-to-play merge project. The first one that we've looked at this batch. So hopefully he got something. All right, Fang Basilicos, 16 might, 1 range, and HP up 3. Accelerates special trigger. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is above or equal to 25%, grants attack and speed up 5 to unit during combat. At the start of combat, if foe's HP is above or equal to 75%, inflicts speed and defense -5 on the foe during combat, and inflicts penalty on foe's speed and defense during combat equal to the current bonus on each of foe's stats ×2. Oh, that's pretty interesting. So he gets sort of like a... How would I describe this? Like... It's sort of like Binding Necklace from Freya, except you're not actually stealing the bonus. You're just creating a penalty on whatever bonus they may have so that they're not actually getting the bonus itself. They're just like getting penalized by it. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is okay. I'm not really as blown away by this as the other ones we've looked at so far, but it's definitely better than what he had before. What did he have, like life and death or something? I forget what Basilicos did originally. But this is definitely a lot better. Alright, and it looks like that's pretty much it. A little bit of a downer that the one free-to-play unit out of this batch of refines had to get the short end of the stick like that. But I still think this is a pretty strong refine for a Grand Hero battle unit of all things considered. As far as who won the lottery this time around, man, that's actually pretty tough because I feel like Tana's jump is going to be really nice on defense teams for Aether Raids if you can come up with a setup to really abuse that jump. Tiki is just going to be really good with the far save and then all the stats that she's getting. Hector's pretty solid, but I wouldn't really compare him to Tiki because her having the built-in save I think is a little better. Alright, Cliff is actually really good, man. And then Marth, yeah, Marth with all of his stats is going to be pretty crazy too. So, I don't know. Who actually won this batch? Let me know in the comments section down below what you guys think, because there's some pretty good prospects here. I'm personally the most excited for Tiki because I have her at +10, like I said, along with Hector, but I kind of like what Tiki is doing a little bit more than Hector overall. Not to say Hector's doing anything bad. I'm definitely going to get a lot of use out of him when it's fire season. But that's all for this part of the data mine. Come back in a little bit, and we're going to also cover the stats for the new units on the Ninja banner and whatever else may be in there. there could be some pretty crazy drops, like, I don't know, maybe Ascended Lake Jarn's artwork or something nuts like that. So you're definitely going to want to stick around to see what's up. So this is your boy Tacho signing out. Thanks so much to everyone for watching the video, and hope you guys enjoyed the coverage. And I'll see you guys again real soon.